ngira ngo twabareka mugakurikira imbona nkubone iyi nama igiye kubera hano muri Kigali
Your
Convention
Excellency,
Center.
let's all remain upstanding for the national anthem of the Republic of Rwanda and thereafter East African community. Let's take our seats. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Rwanda, Honorable Paul Kagame, we are indeed privileged today and honored to have you among us. I think let's give the President a clap for that honor. And indeed, for the President to find some time out of his very busy schedule means a lot. It means that you matter. That's why he has come to be among us. Your Excellency, welcome before this team of distinguished, learned friends. The Honorable, the Chief Justice, the Honorable Minister for Justice, the Honorable Attorney General of Qatar, who is among us, sitting here, the East African Law Society leader, and I'm using that advisedly because our leaders go by some title, and I'm using my power today to suspend that title because we have the President among ourselves. The title will come to the fore after the president leaves this venue. The leader of the Rwanda Bar Association, the leader of the International Bar Association, distinguished guests, learned friends, and fellow East Africans. Welcome to this function, and I'm going straight away to call upon the leader of you gave me a lot of powers to make decisions, so I'm exercising them. The leader of the Rwanda Bar Association, Julian, to make his remarks.
Thank you, Leader MC. Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Rwanda, Honorable Minister of Justice and Attorney General, President of IBA, all protocol observed, other leaders in the room. Let me start by thanking His Excellency, President of the Republic of Rwanda and Chairperson of the East African Community for finding the time in his busy schedule to be with us. Please allow me to thank him again. Your Excellency, since the beginning of this week, we had workshop preparing this conference. We had seminars on banking and finance law. We had leading law firm meeting. We had young lawyers development workshop. We had women lawyers network for discussion and in-house lawyers forum. We are today conference deal with the role of law and lawyers in the economic development of their communities. Your Excellency, we are all committed as lawyers within the East African community to develop our region and make it a regional body and countries growing. We assure you, as the leader of our community and president of the head of state, that we will be supporting and initiating any project that has the vision to lead to a sustainable economic development of the EAC. We have much to celebrate, but it is also a moment to reflect on the meaning and value of this community, which is important to all of us. It is an opportunity to address challenges existing directly, frankly, so we can move confidently together in the future. Your Excellency, you have said when taking the leadership of EAC that we cannot afford to stay behind, especially when EAC is starting to make good progress. As I conclude, there is a quoting from Chinese proverb saying that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So today, let us water the tree that was planted in Arusha on November 1919. I thank you very much for your kind attention, and I'm now having the privilege and honor to invite the leader of the East African Law Society, Willy Lubeya, to come and give his welcome remarks.
His Excellency Paul Kagame, the President of the Republic of Rwanda and the Chairman of the East African Community Head of State Summit, Mr. Horacio Bernardes, President of the International Bar Association, Honorable Attorney General and Minister of Justice of Rwanda, Honorable Chief Justice, Honorable Speaker of the East African Legislative Assembly, Honorable President of the East African Court of Justice, Honorable Ministers, Governing Council of East African Law Society, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm honored to be a witness to events of this historic day in the history of the East African community. This day is important not only because we are celebrating 20 years of the East African community integration, but also because we are celebrating it in the beautiful city of Kigali at a time when the Republic of Rwanda is sharing the East African community. For the first time in East Africa, we are also honored to be hosting the President of the International Bar Association. This is another milestone by the Republic of Rwanda and the Rwanda Bar Association. His Excellency, East African Law Society represents lawyers from across the 6 countries member states of the East African community. We work tirelessly to ensure the cross-border trades in all sectors is a reality. We believe lawyers have a core duty to support the full realization of the treaty establishing the East African community and the Common Market Protocol. His Excellency, the members sitting here today and thousands of others remotely following this event are keen to support your policies on regional integration. Republic of Rwanda remains a pillar of success in infrastructure and in many areas. This success story should be replicated across the East African community. His Excellency, we constantly monitor the border through our satellite offices. We run programs to assist small-scale traders navigate cross-border challenges to East African Common Market Protocol. His Excellency, we have noted cases of increased notary tariff barriers. Requirements of passport, work permits, and resident permit for East Africans traveling within East Africa do not promote integration. They hinder it. His Excellency, I'm pleased that the Republic of Rwanda is leading in facilitating cross-border movement, visa on arrival for travelers, and ability of East Africans to enter the Republic of Rwanda only by the national identity card are all positive developments we recognize. His Excellency, the lawyers that I represent here today have one challenge on the East African Common Market Protocol. Legal services have not been liberalized. Lawyers cannot freely trade across the borders. His Excellency, we request you to direct the Council of Ministers of the EAC to prioritize the enactment of law that will promote cross-border trade in legal services. This will directly promote commerce in the region. As I conclude, His Excellency, the success of the conference, which has run for 5 days, has been made possible by many partners. Ministry of Justice Rwanda, International Bar Association, Rwandair, National Bank of Rwanda, Google, Attorney General Alliance, Full Foundation, RWI, Open Society, Kigali International Arbitration Center, and Rwanda Convention Bureau are just a few among the many partners you can see behind you. Our leading law firms across the region has brought in funds to ensure this conference succeeds. We reserve great appreciation to the Honorable Attorney General and the government of the Republic of Rwanda for constantly supporting the conference. His Excellency, we look forward to coming back soon to the land of Thousand Hills. Thank you for gracing our conference.
Your Excellency, before you came in, we conducted a census here of how many of these delegates would want to stay here after this conference, and I confirm that everybody, including your MC today. I did not introduce myself. My name is Mohamed Nyaoga. I'm an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, but also I'm the chairman of the Central Bank of Kenya. I need to perhaps say a few things. We are going to conduct a little quiz, Your Excellency, and you are going to preside over the quiz. Anybody who gets the answers wrong will get immediate exit from this room. And anybody who gets the answer right will earn a few more days here in Kigali. Your Excellency, you have really been the pillar of execution in the region and in the continent. And by execution, I mean getting things done beyond strategy. We make strategies, but strategy execution is always key, getting things done. And indeed, you are a model in the continent, as we will see from the quiz that I'm going to administer very, very, very shortly. Your Excellency, Rwanda is ranked very highly in the area of judicial reform. Indeed, you have come up with a very serious homegrown or hybrid system where we have both the common law and the civil law working side by side. But also, in terms of judicial reforms, we have the electronic case management system, and we are aware of this from Kenya because we are trying to emulate what you are doing here, so we are learning. And this is a very innovative product in Africa and one of the only 10 effective systems globally. This is really commendable. Judgments, and the Chief Justice is here, I'm happy, now take an average of 4 months. A really commendable achievement also. Recently, we are aware that you set up a citizen court complaint portal to monitor service delivery by the courts in Rwanda. This is also a very commendable achievement. Now, wearing my cap as chairman of the Central Bank of Kenya, which you allow me because I have a lot of powers here today to say things, we are aware that the continued investment in this region has been made possible by certain things that have been done right. One of them is improved business environment. And this improved business environment has led to a lot of investment in the region, and a lot of the lawyers here are doing a lot of work in that space. To the quiz. In the World Bank Index of Ease of Doing Business, what is the position of Rwanda globally? And make sure you say your name. This quiz is not available to Rwandese citizens. My work also is made easier by the fact that none of you have your phones here, so that you can Google or talk to Mr. Siri to give you the answer. So, who will give me the answer? And I think my fellow MC will pass around the microphone so that we can get the answer. You say your name and where you come from.
Evans Monari, Bowmans, Kenya. Number 38.
Number 38. And that is globally really commendable because of execution, getting things done being very deliberate with what is to be done. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to convert myself to a speaker today, but let me take this opportunity to now welcome the leader of the International Bar Association, Mr. Horacio Neto, to give his remarks.
Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Rwanda, my dear friend, President of the Rwanda Bar, Mr. Minister of Justice, Honorable President of the East African Law Society, Honorable Attorney General, dear colleagues, my name is Horacio Bernardes Neto. I'm a Brazilian lawyer practicing in São Paulo, and I'm presently the leader of the International Bar Association. I had prepared a longer speech to deliver to you, but I understand that my role here today is just to welcome you and present a little bit what the IBA is. You probably must, many of you, and I see many friends here among you, even some officers of the IBA. And I very cordially greet them all and thank them for the wonderful work that we are doing. The IBA is in a very, very positive moment right now. The IBA is an institution that has 80,000 individual members, 80,000 individual lawyers, 190 bars, which is amazing. We join together 190 bars and law societies. And we have 250 group members representing all the big law firms in the world. So that the IBA jointly represents many millions of lawyers around the world. The main objective of the IBA is to promote and protect the rule of law. And I always say that we do it not only because we are very good people, but also because we lawyers, we depend on the rule of law. So we have to be selfish enough to protect the rule of law in order to be able to work. So that is out of selfishness and not out of being special. But we always promote and protect the human rights. We have a very active Human Rights Institute. We promote the civil liberties and democracy, but especially the IBA is the best place for lawyers to network. We have more than 100 conferences a year. The IBA actually is constituted by one part of the IBA is what we call the LPD, that has more than 100 committees on different areas of practice, like M&A and antitrust, etc., etc. Then the SPPI, which has other 70 committees dealing with access to justice, pro bono, minorities, and many others, 70 altogether. Then we have the BIC, which is the Bar Issues Committee that deals with the bars. We have our main conference yearly. Last year we met in Rome, and we had 8,000 lawyers, 8,000 delegates. And this year we met in Seoul, and we had 6,000 delegates. The IBA nowadays we have more than 180 different projects going on. Just to mention one to you, we have carried out the biggest research on bullying and sexual harassment in the legal profession. The results are not ideal, actually they are very bad. We have discovered that bullying and sexual harassment in the legal profession is something very, 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 very important and to our shame. Because lawyers should lead by example. We lawyers must be committed to the ethics. We have a special formation. We have a special status in the society. Lawyers are special people. They must live according to the best ethics parameters and paramounts. And the survey that we have conducted, unfortunately, doesn't show that. So we are launching this. If you want to see the survey is very interesting to be read, and it takes care of the different regions of the world. And it also makes considerations on different cultural aspects of the different parts of the world. The survey is in our webpage, ibanet.com. We are really trying to conscientize people that this is a problem that we have to face. We are also working now. Our next meeting is going to be, our next general conference is going to be in Miami. In November next year, I hope to see you numerous in Miami. It will be certainly one of the record conferences of the IBA. And in Miami, we're going to have, there is a group dealing with well-being among lawyers. Well-being, not only, we have also discovered that the drug addiction is, the law profession is the profession that suffers the most with drug addiction, with stress, with downbreaks and so. So we are trying to put together a way, and in this bullying and sexual harassment report, you have the recommendations that the IBA does for you to implement in your law firms, in your bars. They are very simple recommendations, and they make an enormous difference. And that's why I want you to go, and this is what we want to do also with the well-being. We are trying to set up some recommendations for the legal profession, for bars and for law firms, how to proportionate well-being to their members. We had this year also, we launched, and we work a lot with several international organizations. We work a lot with the United Nations, and this year we have produced a report on the role of the lawyer in commercial transactions. This report was born, the idea of this report was born after the Panama Papers. So we have also there, it is also in our webpage, we have also there made some recommendations for lawyers who, unfortunately, a minority of it, have helped and help certain transactions which are not perfectly correct to occur. But we know that this is a small majority, not minority, but we wanted to tackle this problem as well. On the other hand, there are many other projects going on, humanitarian, relating to immigrants and refugees. But especially, we have all our specialist conferences, as I said, 100 a year, and our main conference once a year, which is an excellent point, this excellent moment for the legal profession to meet together. We have had chance, it's not chance, it's hard work, but we have created the day of the legal profession in our group. So that means all the persons which are really interested in international work, they are there. We have normally, as I said, 6,000 to 8,000 to 10,000 registered delegates, but we have also the whole people that come, and they are not registered delegates. They come to do contacts, to go to cocktails and so. So it's very interesting networking, and since we all protecting and promoting the rule of law, avoiding sexual harassment and bullying, we have to make some money. The IBA is the ideal network for us to get service referred from other law firms and from other colleagues. And especially the IBA is the best place that I know to make very good friends and people that you keep in your heart for the rest of your life. as many of you here. Thank you very much. I wish you a very good conference.
Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to take this opportunity to welcome the head of the bar, the Honorable Johnson Bosinge, the Minister of Justice, to give his remarks, then welcome His Excellency to give his keynote address.
Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Rwanda, honorable members of Cabinet present, the President of the International Bar Association, President of the East African Law Society, colleagues, lawyers in the room, my brother, the Attorney General from Qatar, who is in the room, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. Good morning. Permit me, Your Excellency, to thank you for making time to be among us. We know the demands on your time. Therefore, we don't take this for granted. Please, can we give the President applause? However, yesterday, Your Excellency, you met with doctors. We were watching. So I thought that by doing this, you have saved us a lot of jealousy that would have eaten us if you had met doctors and not met with us. Thank you for showing up, sir. I also thank the East African Law Society for choosing Rwanda as the venue of this annual General Assembly. It isn't a single day, Your Excellency. They've been here since Sunday, doing 1 or 2 activities each day, and they are here presumably for longer. I got the MC as indicating they could be here until Christmas. They have other activities ahead, and by each day I mean 24 hours a day. They've not been working the working hours only. They've been working beyond. They have invited me to one of their post 6 p.m. events. And when it got to taking on the floor, I showed a lot of skill and leadership. Thank you. So thank you, ELS. When you are our guests, we become better hosts all the time. Thank you. The 24th East African Law Society Conference is aptly themed East African Community Integration for 20 years. It provides us with an opportunity to reflect on our common destiny as members of the East African community and to take a hard look at challenges that we have gone through and celebrate the milestones that we have done. Your Excellency, the whole of the East African community region is here represented. Burundi, Kenya, Rwanda, the United Republic of Tanzania, South Sudan, and Uganda. All of them are here. I mentioned them in alphabetical order. Your Excellency, many things are talked about lawyers, including delaying things, and I wanted to ask an engineer, why do the engineers think that we are slow? Then he told me that an engineer can remove a bulb in 6 minutes by putting a ladder and climbing and removing it. But for a lawyer will have to make a decision that this bulb is not working. Then get a bulb. Then get a contract to bring a ladder. And when the ladder faults, he goes to court against the company that gave him the ladder. At the end of litigation, there will be no bulb, but there will be 2 months gone. And all of us will have done our work very well. So it looks like lawyers are very organized and very constitutional, but there is no bulb after. The payment of that is that we are in darkness when they go through that. Rwanda is currently the chair of the East African Community, Your Excellency, and the effort and energy that you and like-minded heads of state are putting in the integration of this region and the continent as a whole are not just being noticed. They are inspiring us, all professionals, youth, women, private sector, foreign investors, and the signs that Africa is rising are all over. They cannot be missed. The East African lawyers face challenges while conducting their activities across borders, including lack of harmonization and lack of proper regulation. We will continue to offer every support to resolve this. I invite the lawyers here present to enjoy the hospitality of Rwanda and take time to learn the new things that are around in this beautiful place. Your Excellency, someone had totally misrepresented our policy about drinking and driving in Rwanda. They had thought that things are not allowed. But I explained to them that you can drink. You can also drive. But you don't do both. That's all. I am saying this on a Friday because I know it is a Friday. Because driving is a tax-paying job, drinking is a tax-paying activity, so we honor both of them. So make sure you don't do them both at the same time. It's like having a rebel organization inside your stomach and you are driving your car. It won't work. May I therefore, right now, Your Excellency, invite you to officially open this conference and give us your opening remarks. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon to you. This seems to be an early afternoon of a lot of fun. Honorable Chief Justice, President of the East African Law Society, leaders of East Africa's bar associations, Right Honorable Speaker of the East African Legislative Assembly, Justice of the East African Court of Justice, President of the International Bar Association, Honorable Ministers, senior officials, land brothers and sisters, I thank you for the invitation to address you today. When you are in Rwanda, you have the freedom to choose which language to use in addressing people. But that also presents a problem. In Rwanda, there are so many languages spoken. Officially, we are supposed to have, I think, 4 languages. English, French, Kinyarwanda, and Kiswahili. But I think more or less by default, we end up with dozens of them combined in those 4 languages. Because even the one who has chosen to speak in French, you start wondering whether that was French or I think there was a word used here of hybrid. It becomes a hybrid of French and English. And in fact, some people start asking, said, is this person originally Francophone or Anglophone? And the answer to that is that that person is originally actually Rwandese, not none of the, neither of the two. And then comes a person who has elected to speak in Kiswahili. Then that becomes a very serious cocktail. Because every language of East Africa, in the East African community, is spoken in that Kiswahili. And depending on who you are talking to, the Kiswahili keeps changing. The last person you talked to in Kiswahili, his or her Kiswahili will be different from the Kiswahili of the next person you're going to talk to. And then every language of East Africa is expressed in that. Even the best place for Kiswahili, you still find some words that come from the Gulf region. So but I just wanted to start by that because I wanted to tell you that here in Rwanda, we welcome everybody, and languages and things like that. You find a home in our home, so you are most welcome. I also wish to welcome you back to Rwanda for the 24th annual conference, 5 years after you last convened here. The East African community is the institutional embodiment of our region's political will to integrate our economies and cooperate closely. Among our achievements are the customs union, the common market, and the ability of our citizens, more often than not, to travel freely. Every aspect of the integration agenda is ultimately expressed as law. Without relevant legal frameworks, noble ideas can never be turned into reality. Of course, those agreements do not guarantee implementation, but they are a first and essential step. It is therefore highly significant that the East African Law Society is not only the largest professional association in East Africa, but one of the most vibrant. I wanted to congratulate you. I applaud this organization's commitment to the regional integration agenda over the past 24 years. There have been difficult moments, but you have held together strongly. And there certainly will be more challenges on the road ahead. We are counting on you to continue in the same spirit. The 19,000 members of the East Africa Law Society have made an affirmative choice to join and contribute to the East African story. This particularly applies to all of you here today who found the time in your busy schedules to participate in this conference. Gatherings such as this one are what build the professional and personal relationships that help us all identify more strongly as East Africans alongside our respective national identities. I want to emphasize that your voices are very much needed to keep the integration agenda on track. Indeed, the survival of our East African community depends on professionals like you. You are uniquely positioned to advocate for the benefits of fully implementing the integration agenda. You're also called upon to hold governments accountable for respecting the common rights enjoyed by East African citizens throughout our community. Lawyers should constantly be in the trenches defending these rights and freedoms without apology. To deepen the economic integration agenda, which includes trade and services, qualified lawyers should be able to practice anywhere in the East African community without unnecessary removing unnecessary barriers. Let us work together to sign and implement the mutual recognition agreement without further delay. This should be a win for all of us in the region and also serve as an example for other regulated professionals or professions. I wish you a successful and productive conference. I also hope that you will find time. Well, I was told you may be here until Christmas. I just wanted to say to you that much as somebody thought it was a joke, but you are actually welcome to stay until that time. So by that you'll be experiencing what Rwanda has to offer. As many Rwandans feel at home when they have traveled to our other East African countries, member countries of the East African community. I've been told many times that Rwandans really enjoy being in any of the East African community countries. After all, as East Africans, Rwanda will always feel as part of the family of the whole region. So let me end by thanking you for paying your kind attention. Thank you.
Thank you. And I think I heard right that I now have presidential authority to stay until December. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in passing a vote of thanks to His Excellency, the President, for finding time to grace this occasion. Let's give him one more applause. Your Excellency, we are indeed honored and privileged to have you among us. But only one plea, Your Excellency. Don't tire to grace future occasions, as we are confirming without any doubt that we'll be back. Am I right? I also take this opportunity to thank the other distinguished guests for gracing this occasion, but also a singular thank you to the Attorney General of Qatar, who is here with us. Honorable Attorney General, I have the authority to confirm on behalf of ELS that we are quite happy to widen and deepen our relationship with Qatar, because we know you are the head of the bar and you are dealing with the East African bar. Let me now officially announce that as soon as His Excellency leaves the building, and please mark the building, the bar leaders can resume their titles. Let me announce again also that the Rwanda Bar Association Council members and East African Law Society Council members can follow after His Excellency walks out for a photo session, and the rest of you are ordered to remain seated. Thank you very much.
inama rero yaberaga hano muri Kigali Convention Center ikaba igeze ku musozo, aho nyakubahwa Perezida wa Repubulika Paul Kagame